Good morning, everyone. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So let's start today's session. So we have already discussed some problem examples using structure. So we have already done a program yesterday's class that we have take the six information of each and three students, and we find out the average marks of three subjects for each and every student. So the next part of the program is we have to find out the highest marks of each and every student of each and every subject. So do you already written in your copy the remaining part of your program, yesterday's program? If not, then write it up first. Are you getting my question? Whatever the first part we have already written in a previous class, just write down the second part in your copy first. That we have six information for three students each, and we have read those information already. Now we have to find out the highest marks of each and every subject for each and every student. So just write about for the first student only, then we talk about the second student and third student. First write the program, assuming that you have a student, you have three different subjects with his or her name, roll number and department. Now you have to take the three subject marks from the user, and you have find out the highest marks of the each subject. So consider one by one and write down the code first. Take one subject first for the three student. Take one subject first for the three student. Then we are discuss about the second subject and third subject. If one subject is done, then another two subject is automatically done. So just take one subject for each and every student and find out the highest marks in between the three student. Just take the one subject for student 1, student 2 and student 3 and find out that after putting the marks for three subject for three students, who is getting the highest marks for this particular subject. Just write it down in your own fast. Anyone already completed the program in your copy? Just share your screen and show me. Share your screen. Those who have already completed, share your screen and show me. I'm just checking what are the codes are you already written in your copy. Just can anyone explain me how do you find out the highest marks of each subject?
मैम कोडটা লিখেছি লিখে দেখাচ্ছি
তাড়াতাড়ি।
আমাকে স্ক্রিন শেয়ারে অ্যালাউ করুন
হ্যালো করা আছে গো।
হোস্ট ডিসেবলড পার্টিসিপেন্ট স্ক্রিন শেয়ারিং
1 minute. Now. করতে পারছো?
হ্যাঁ ম্যাম পারছি ম্যাম
আচ্ছা ঠিক আছে তুমি ইয়ে করো নিচের দিকে যাও S1 আচ্ছা জাস্ট তুমি তিনটে সাবজেক্টের মধ্যে কম্পারিজন করেছো তাই তো
ম্যাম একটা স্টুডেন্টের তিনটা সাবজেক্টে কম্পারিজন করেছি
ওকে সো জাস্ট ওয়েট এনিওয়ান কারোর কোনো প্রবলেম আছে বুঝতে পারছো না প্রোগ্রামটা কি লেখা হয়েছে জাস্ট টেল মি চেক লাইন বাই লাইন all of you I hope see the screen carefully read line by line and tell me where is the problem. Do you think that there is a problem at all? If anyone thinks that there is a problem, I don't understand, then tell me, I will explain.
मैम
Yes.
मैम मैम 3 स्टूडेंट्स के लिए तो मैम मैंने भी इसी तरीके से किया है कि ईच एंड
3
एवरी
स्टूडेंट्स का नहीं है ये 3 सब्जेक्ट्स के लिए है सॉरी 3 स्टूडेंट्स के एक सब्जेक्ट के लिए है हाँ इसमें कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है हम बोल रहे हैं कि किसका अगर कोई प्रॉब्लम हुआ है समझ में वो बोलो
मैम मेरे को ये जानना था मैम कि एरे में कर कैसे करेंगे अगर करना होगा तो मैम ऐसे तो बहुत लंबा नहीं हो जाएगा
एरे में आप क्या लेना चाहते हो सब्जेक्ट्स को या फिर स्टूडेंट्स को
हम स्टूडेंट्स के हाईएस्ट मार्क देखना चाहते हैं ना किसी एक पर्टिकुलर सब्जेक्ट
एकदम स्टूडेंट्स के हाईएस्ट मार्क्स आप देखना चाहते हो कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है आप एरे में अगर लोगे तो कैसे लॉजिक कैसे होगा थोड़ा बोलो suppose I am taking S3 here okay I am taking S3 here here in the sense ki second bracket after second bracket close of structure S1 S2 S3 in that particular line I am declaring S3,
S3.
suppose, for declaring array. Okay, now so we pass the execute a for loop and we read all those information for the name, department and roll number and subject 1, subject 2, subject 3 for 3 different students. So all these 6 information for 3 different students means total 18 information is there. Okay, now you tell me how do you execute a loop for finding out the highest marks of these 3 subjects for these 3 students. How the program will execute, your program loop is executed for the finding out this thing.
मैम लाइक जैसे एरे में हम लोग लार्जेस्ट में एक एरे की पोजीशन को पहले अज्यूम कर लेते हैं, जैसे एरे 0 को, तो उस हिसाब से हम
यहाँ पे एरे S0 पे सिर्फ आपका मार्क्स नहीं है.
यस मैम.
यहाँ पे S0 पे नाम है, रोल नंबर है, डिपार्टमेंट है और तीनों सब्जेक्ट्स का मार्क्स भी है. टोटल 6 थिंग इन योर सिंगल इंडेक्स, lower index to upper index, each and every index contain these 6 information at a time for the 3 different student. So S0 पे student 1 का 6 details होगा, S1 पे student 2 का 6 details होगा, S2 पे student 3 का 6 details होगा. If so, then how do you compare this index and finding out the highest marks?
তখন SI+1 SI+2 এর মতো করতে হবে, মানে একটা পার্টিকুলার স্টুডেন্ট কোন সাবজেক্টে হাইয়েস্ট পেয়েছে দেখার জন্য।
SI+1 আমি বুঝতে পারলাম না, আমি কি বললাম তুমি বুঝতে পেরেছো কি? তোমার SI তে খালি মার্কস নেই, XI তে একটা মার্কসের, হ্যাঁ বলো বলো বলো।
SI.sub1 করতে হবে, মানে ফার্স্ট স্টুডেন্টের ইনডেক্স 0 তে সে সাবজেক্ট 1 এ কত পেয়েছে, সাবজেক্ট 2 তে কত পেয়েছে, মানে ডট অপারেটর তখন এখানে SI1 এর জায়গায় SI ইউজ করতে হবে, সেটাই বলছি।
আচ্ছা, সেটা করলে তুমি এবারে তুমি কম্পারিজনটা কি করে করবে বলো?
আচ্ছা,
SI.sub1 greater than SI.sub2 করলে তারপর so you have to written all the conditions in your loop.
ফর লুপের মধ্যে লিখতে হবে কন্ডিশনগুলো।
Exactly. So you have to compare all the subjects. All the subjects means one subject at a time for the 3 students, and you have to write all the condition in between the for loop. Akanksha, are you getting my point?
Yes.
So we are already know that how to declare a array in between the structure. We already know that.
Yes.
So after declaring the structure, in place of S1, S2, S3, we write S within third bracket open close 3. So our array declaration is complete in between the structure.
Yes, ma'am.
Is it okay? Now move on to the main function. So in main function we have to declare the loop variable, which is I. We know that for executing the loop, because
Yes.
we have to write our total thing in a single for loop, and it will repeat it for the 3 times because we have 3 different students.
Yes,
Right?
ma'am.
So first of all, you know that we have to collect all the information from the user. So we have to take all these 6 information from the user as well. Now move on to the display part. Again, we have to execute the for loop. For displaying whatever we want to display, we have to execute a loop because I am working with the array. There is no single variable, there is an array, but this array in between the structure, not a single variable array. This is a array, it declared in between the structure, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Now
Yes,
for
ma'am.
displaying the highest marks of each and every student, we have to execute our loop once again. Now we already know that how to print the roll number, name and department. We are not bothered about that. So we
Yes, ma'am.
have to now print the highest marks of each subject.
Yes, ma'am.
So for printing the highest marks of each and every paper, we have to define our conditions like SI dot sub 1, SI dot sub 2. So there is no existence of S1 individually, S2 or S3 because we have
Yes, ma'am.
array. So that's why our syntax is if SI dot sub 1 is greater than SI dot sub 2 and double ampersand SI dot sub 1 and SI dot sub 3, then we easily can say that S1 or SI getting the highest marks in subject 1.
Hmm.
Okay, am I clear? So
Yes, ma'am.
same thing is happening for subject. This is all about this, all the condition, whatever the condition or Prabhu written here, all these for only one subject. But
Yes, ma'am.
how the conditions, how many condition is there? Because subject for student 1, subject 1, student 2, subject 1 and student 3, subject 1. So
Yes,
all
ma'am.
are comparison in between them. So
Yes, ma'am.
there is we know that how to find out the largest of three numbers. So we have
Yes,
to
ma'am.
write the same thing into the structure manner, nothing else. So this is for subject 1. You have to written this thing for subject 2 and you have to written this thing for subject 3
Subject
also.
3. Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
so all
Yes, ma'am.
these things in between the display part and one by one you have to print the highest marks according to the subjects as well as the student also. You have to print the student details according to the highest marks also, because until or unless you can't say that uh, highest marks is this, but who is getting the highest mark? So you have to specify the roll number, name and department of particular this student who have getting the highest marks of a subject 1 or subject 2 and subject 3. So this thing is totally fine. So you have to written this thing for sorting your program. You just create an array here in place of S1, S2, S3 and written in a that way. So this is the only way you can use, not only way you can, if you want then you don't use any array. So same thing you have to written for the 6 times, or if you
Hmm.
want to shorten your program then you use a array in your structure and written one time in between the loop and automatically it will repeat it for the our requirement, whatever there is a 3 student, maybe 5 student, maybe 10 student, whatever it is,
Yes, ma'am.
nothing else. So simple program, we already know that how to find out the largest of 3 numbers, then you have to find out the highest marks of the each subject.
Each
Same
subject.
concept, just think about that. You have to pass the parameter to the with the structure variable to the structure member using dot operator, nothing else, using dot operator. So in normal case we don't use any this type of syntax, but using structure we have to maintain. For passing the parameter to the structure member we have to use dot operator, and if we declare the array in place of structure variable, then we have to execute a loop and write down in that way that si dot sub 1, si dot sub 2, something like that, nothing else. Just remember those things and write the program, nothing else. Am I clear to everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Orko Babu, just put off your share screen. Thanks. So next we have discussed about the last topic, that is file. But before that, we discuss some little more things. I think in your physical lab class, we have already, Orko sir already discussed about the bubble shot, insertion shot, and selection shot, right? If I'm not wrong. So bubble shot, insertion shot, and selection shot all are discussed in your physical lab classes. And I think you have already done the program also. Maybe one group done, maybe another group is not done. That is not. I don't know what is the exact thing. But I think in one group there is a bubble shot and insertion shot, selection shot is already done. Is it so?
ম্যাম বাবেল শটটা একটুখানি বেসিক দেখিয়েছিল, ইনসারশন সিলেকশন শট দেখায়নি আমার মনে হয়,
Okay,
আমার গ্রুপে তো হয়নি।
so fine. So we first discuss all those things first. Then later we discuss about the file, because file is the last topic of our syllabus. And file in your syllabus, I just check that one. File is not in a basic, in a vast theory is there, but basically file is in your programming part is there. So if you want, then you can check also your syllabus, no problem. So first we are talking about the bubble shot, insertion shot, and selection shot one by one. So bubble shot is very simple. We already implemented that one in our program. So first of all, we talk about the bubble shot, then insertion shot, and then selection shot. So just wait one more time. Everyone see the screen? Everyone, can you see the screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so see, the bubble shot is very simple thing. Now that, see the example first. There is an example that there is a 6 elements. First we discuss with the example, then we talk about the algorithm, after that the program. Okay, so just take it this example. There is a 6 element, so the n is 6 and the elements is that 56, 47, 41, 35, 22 and 11. Now in using bubble shot, we have to sort our array elements in ascending order, nothing else. Using bubble shot, we have to sort our elements in a ascending order, but using bubble shot. So whatever the sorting we have done in a normal classes, actually this is a bubble shot. So just see the example. We are taking these 6 elements in between a array. This is my array A within third bracket open close. This is the array. Now the procedure is 2 consecutive index number of my array are compared with each other. 2 consecutive index position. So we know that this position is A0 and this position is A1. So we know that the array indexing starting from lower index and ending with upper index, which is 5. We know that. So my whatever the logic is there, the same logic we execute for the 5 elements as 5 times as well. Why 5 times? Because if you have 6 elements in your array, in between that, if you already sorting the 5 elements, then the 6th element automatically sorted. Are you getting my point? if we have n number of elements and if we sort n minus 1 number of elements using some logical operations, then the nth element automatically sorted. So whatever the n value, we have to executed our loop for n minus 1 times. We have to execute our loop for n minus 1 time. If you see this example, here n is equal to 6. So we have to execute whatever the logical expression is there. I am not talking about that. Whatever the logic expression is there, but you have to execute this logic 5 times as well. So it is obvious that in that particular case, we have to execute a loop and same thing is repeated again and again. But our loop is executed for 5 times. Why? Because if the 5 elements is sorted, then the 6th element is automatically sorted. Not requirement for sorting that the last one. It is automatically placed according to our requirement. Means according to the ascending order. So this is the main thing. Now what are the logics we actually apply in our program? It's very simple. Just to check that two adjacent index number, means this is 0 and this is 1. We have to compare this index number. If this one is small and this one is greater, then no changes is there. Means no interchange is there. See, we have to write our program in that way that A0 is greater than A1. A0 is greater than A1. If so, then it will not interchange in between 0 and 1. Means the value is not interchanged whatever the value is placed for 0 and 1. But if A0 is not greater than A1, then we can interchange the value of these two adjacent index number. See, the first pair, if we talk about A0 and A1, A0 is greater than A1. A0 is greater than A1. In that particular case, A0 is greater than A1. So I think I am talking the just reverse one. Just forget about that. So if A0 is greater than A1, then we have to interchange the values of these two adjacent index number. Means, see, 56 is greater than 47. That's why we interchange the value of these two index number. Means 47 move on to 56 and 56 move on to the 47th place. Okay, 47 move on to the 56th place and 56 move on to the 47th place. The rest of the part of your elements, or sorry, rest of the elements of your array remaining unchanged. See, the 41, 35, 22 and 11 all are placed in a same position. All are placed in a same position. Is it okay or not? Is it okay or not?
Yes, ma'am.
So in a first pass, this is a basically first pass. Just I am doing the logic expression or the operation mathematical expression, whatever the value is greater than or less than whatever it is. This is basically a first pass of my program. So in the first pass, we have to check the A0 and A1 first. So A0 is greater than A1. That's why we interchange the value of 56 and 47, not interchange the value, actually interchange the value of the position. So 56 move on to the A1 position and 47 move on to the A0 position. But কি করে এটা হবে? We all know that using third variable we interchange the value of two variable. We all know that, right? So we have to apply that thing in our program. So without using third variable we know, but with using third variable it is much more easier. Okay, so that's why using a third variable we interchange the position as well as the value of these two adjacent pair. Actually I am not interchanging the position, I am interchanging the value of these two position. Interchanging the value, not the position. I am just interchanging the value of A0 and A1. In the first time when loop is executed, the remaining elements of my array are placed in a same position যেখানে যারা ছিল, except A0 and A1. 41, 35, 22 and 11 placed in a same place. Okay, now my loop is executed for the second time. My loop is executed for the second time when I is incremented by 1. So first time I is executed where I value is 0. So my condition is AI is of your mic. So first time when loop is executed, I value is 0. So the condition is if AI is greater than AI plus 1, then using third variable, we interchange the value. What I am writing there, I am telling you on when we write down the program. Okay, now I value is incremented by 1. So now the I value is 1. So according to the condition, what the I value? I value is if A1 is greater than AI plus 1. So now I value is 1. So 1 plus 1 means 2. Means this value and this value. I'm not talking about 47 now. I'm talking about one position and two position, right? So in one position there is a 56 and two position there is a 41. Okay, so again in 1th position value is greater than 2nd position value of my array. That's why it will interchange with each other. See, 56 move on to the 41 place and 41 moves on to the 56 place. As you see, 41 is this place and 56 is this place. The remaining element of my array is same, 35, 22 and 11. So my loop is done. Next, when I incremented and the I value now is 2. I value is now 2. So the interchanging is 2 and 3. So this is A0, this is A1. Now I am here. So I am comparing these two elements, 2 and 3. And see again 2 is greater than 3 means the second position value of my array is greater than the third position value of my array. That's why again it will interchange the position. Again I is incremented by 1. So now I value is 3 and 4. So again 56 is greater than 22. So again it will interchange the position. And the last one again 56 is greater than 11. So 11 and 56 move interchange the place. And see, as 56 is the largest one, then that's why 56 placed, এটা আমরা দেখতে পাচ্ছি কম্পাইলার নয়, that 56 placed in a highest index number in my array. So after the pass number 1, 56 placed according to our requirement, because all the set of these elements we easily say that 56 is the largest element of my array. So 56 placed in a highest index number in my array, which is 5. Which is 5. And how many times my loop is executed? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So after 5 execution, 56 is already placed in a said location. That means according to our requirement, 56 is already placed. So in pass number 1 or scan number 1, number of comparison required 5. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So after fifth iteration, 56 is already placed. So in pass number 1 or scan number 1, 5 number of comparison is requirement. Now move on to the second pass. So same thing, whatever we have done here, we have to execute same thing for second pass also. For the second pass also. So it is very obvious that we have to execute 2 different loops. Why? I am telling you that one. So just forget about that thing. So after 56 is placed, again we have to compare, because the other 5 elements are not sorted till now. Only 56 is placed in a according to our requirement, which is a highest index number, means the 5th position of my array, nothing else. So we have to sort another 5 elements in a same way. Again, move on to the second pass. So in a second pass, that see, we starting from this line, we not move on to this part, okay? So 56 is already placed. Now again, starting from 0 and 1 position, because this is my existing part of my array. So again, we have to compare for the first position of my array. So 0 to 1, sorry, 0 and 1. So 0 and 1, see, 47 is greater than 41. Obviously, interchange is there. And the remaining part is same. Remaining part is same. See, the remaining part is same. And we are not bothered about this one because this is already placed. Now, again 1 and 2 position. So 47 is greater than 35. So it will interchange in between them. 47 move on to the 35 place and 35 move on to the 47 place, and the remaining part, these 2 elements are same. Again the comparison in between 47 and 22, again 47 greater, so interchange the position, and again 47 and 11 both are 47 is greater than 11, that's why 11 and 47 are interchanged with each other. So 47 move on to the 11th place and 11 move on to the 47th place, and see, we get the second highest of my array element. So 47 also placed into the second highest position of my array. And how many comparison we required for finding out the second position? 1, 2, 3, and 4. See, the pass number 2, we required 4 number of comparison. Pass number 2 or scan number 2, we required 4 number of comparison. Right? Next, move on to the next scan, which is the third pass. So in third pass, the same procedure is happen. So 35 is a third largest number. So not 35. So see, for that particular example, we starting again from 0 and 1 position. See, 0 and 1 position, when comparison is happen in between these 3, 35 and 41. So 35 is not greater than 41. 35 is not greater than 41. See? Sorry, I am talking about wrong one. So there is a 47 already placed in a second highest index. And we have to move on to the third number of pass, where in 0th position there is a 41 and the 1st position there is a 35. So again 41 is a greater than 35. So interchange in between them. 41 greater than 22, interchange is there. And 41 greater than 11, so interchange is there. Now 41 is the third largest number in my array. All done? So in pass number 3, we require 3 number of comparison. So in pass number 3, we require 3 number of comparison, 1, 2, and 3. Okay. Next, move on to the 4th number of position. So 35 and 22, 35 is greater, so interchange is there. 35 and 11, 35 is greater, so 35 move on to this place. So in pass number 4, we required 2 number of comparison. So in pass number 4, we require 2 number of comparison. And the last pass, where 22 is greater than 11, that's why just one comparison is there, which is 22 is greater than 11. So 11 and 22 replace their place each other. All the other thing is already, or the other elements is already placed according to their index number, according to their position, according to their value. So all are sorted in a ascending order. See, 11, 22, 35, 41, 47, 56. So you say that here the number is totally in a descending format. That's why in that way the comparison is happening. If I am taking the random one, then it will also sorting in a ascending order. So I am just talking to you the algorithm. So same algorithm I am applying for the program, and check if I am taking the random values, it will show me the ascending order or not. Because this example is in a descending order. But I am taking some random values there which is not maintaining any order. So we are just taking this example and check the output is in ascending order or not. So this is a simple algorithm. See, repeat step 2 for I equals to 0 to n minus 1, because we already know that I am already telling you that one, that we have to execute the loop for the 5 times in this example, because here n is equal to 6. That's why this is actually my loop number. So I am executing the loop for the 5 times. For if 5 elements is placed in a sorting position, then the 6th one is automatically sorted. Okay, so that's why our outer loop is executed for 0 to n minus 1. So this is for my outer loop. This is for my outer loop. Outer loop means these 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. This is my outer loop. And how many comparison is there? This is the for inner loop. So 2 loops is there, 2 for loops is there. One is outer loop, which is count the scan number or the pass number, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And inner loop, which is count the comparison number. Not the count. For comparison, we execute the inner loop. So this is the outer loop. So we have to repeat the step 2 to step 4, step 2 and 3 for both the steps. For I equals to 0 to n minus 1, and this is my inner loop, which is also executed for 0 to n minus I, or 0 to whatever you say, that for this comparison, how this is executed for 0 to n minus y, it is আরো এটা ক্লিয়ার হয়ে যাবে যখন আমরা প্রোগ্রাম করব। So it is executed for 0 to n minus 1. And see, the simple condition comparing condition is there. If aj is greater than aj plus 1. Why this is j? Because this is a j is a loop variable for this loop, nothing else. So aj is greater than aj plus 1. Then swap the value of aj and aj plus 1. And we are doing this swapping using a third variable, nothing else. So this is my end of inner loop. So until this condition is false, this part is executed, and after totally complete this one, this loop is uh, uh, incremented by 1, and whenever this condition is false, then the loop is executed until this condition is false. Okay, so we have to execute a inner loop and we have to execute a outer loop. So there is a two different loop. And so bubble sort is a very simple method that sorts the array element by repeatedly moving the largest element to the highest index position of the array segment in case of ascending order. So using bubble sort, we are arranging the elements in ascending order. Okay, and in bubble sorting, consecutive adjacent pairs of elements in the array are compared. So we already know that the adjacent consecutive adjacent pairs of elements in the array are compared with each other, obviously with each other. So after comparing, the two elements are interchanged so that the element is placed before the bigger one. See, element is placed before the bigger one. So 47 is less than 56. So using this interchange procedure, we are placed 46 before 56. Sorry, 47 before 56. This is a simple logic of bubble sort. Now we have to implement this algorithm into our program. Anyone, do you think that I have a problem with this explanation? Okay, so it's already 9:54. So the program part is done in a next class. This is Monday, 9 a.m. And in this week, there is a assignment and there is a quiz assignment and there is a due date also. So please follow the Google Classroom. And Akanksha, send me the attendance, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you everyone.
Thank you, ma'am.